Hello, and welcome to The Porch with Alicia Barlow. Hi, I'm Alicia Barlow, author of The Porch, a place for enjoyment, conversation with people, reflection, and encouragement.
Hello, everybody. I am here today with Miss Lauren Keller. Lauren, better known as Peaches to us here at Possibilities, has agreed to talk to me today. I am so glad. Lauren is the office manager here at Possibilities Incorporated. Tell us a little bit about Lauren, about Peaches. That's who we know. Peaches. I ate some peaches. I got up this morning. You know, I do therapy, and I had a patient that has a peach tree.
Nice.
And I was seeing her, and she said, "Go pick some peaches." So I said, "Sure." And I tell you, they are so good. So I got this morning, and I sliced me some peaches, and I said, "Oh, I am seeing peaches today." So in honor of you, I had some peaches this morning. In fact, I have some sliced for later on.
Heck yeah.
In my car.
My big sister has a peach tree, and this year she was like, she climbed the tree so she could get the peaches, and then she made a cobbler with it, and it was so good.
Sounds good.
So good.
I wish I knew how to cook a cobbler.
I know, right? And she just did it. She does it out of her head. Like she doesn't need a recipe. She it lives in her head.
Oh, yeah.
And that's always impressive to me because I can't do that. I get stressed out.
I like the crust of cobbler. So anyway,
So yeah, peaches. The name stuck when I went to cosmetology school.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I went to cosmetology school, and the first day there, they were like, "Hey, does anybody have a nickname that?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, my family and some of my friends call me Peaches, but," and because at that point it was the nickname that I didn't really associate with, because it was kind of like my little sister started it because she was like, "Hey, you want to be a peach and hand me this thing?" And I'm like, "No, you're my little sister. I don't want to do that." And then I went to cosmetology, and then after that, they were like, "Oh my gosh, Peaches, that's so cute." And I was just like, "Okay, it's not so bad." And then after that, it was like everybody knew me as Peaches. And my mom came in to be my first haircut ever. And she was like, "I'm here to see my daughter, Lauren." And they're like, "Oh, we don't have a Lauren that goes here." And she was like, "No, I'm pretty sure she goes here." And then she goes, "Wait, Peaches." And they're like, "Oh, Peaches has a real name?" So I think that's fun. And I think that was kind of when I associated myself as Peaches, just because that was it wasn't something that, it was a nickname that was given to me, but it was something that I don't know, it felt more me at that point.
Yeah, well, it is you.
Yeah.
It is you.
So, yeah, and ever since then, it's just been Peaches.
All right, well, I like it. So you are the office manager here at Possibilities. Mm-hmm. What does that entail?
A little bit of everything. I always like to say that anybody who works at a nonprofit is a person of many hats. So, I put on the administrative assistant hat. I put on the office manager hat. I put on sometimes the podcast producer hat, but not really. I just hit the button to make it record. I don't do any of the complicated stuff because, oh my gosh, no. And then, program development, graphic design. I don't know, just anything that pops up. Yeah. I want to be helpful, but as far as office manager stuff goes, just making sure everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, well, you're doing very well.
Thank you.
As far as I can tell, everything is running very smooth here at Possibilities. I love it. I know that there's a couple of things that are coming up real soon.
Yes.
Here at Possibilities. One is first, how long have you been with Possibilities?
Oh, man, it will be 3 years at the end of August.
Oh, well, happy anniversary.
Thank you. I know, it's funny because it feels like I've been here longer, but it's because it's just so full of wonderful things. Yeah. And I have enjoyed building relationships with people that come through the door.
Well, it's definitely a relationship building community here. Yeah. Get to know people and become just family, So coming up next week, there's like I said, there's things coming up that Possibility does. This is one of the events that I try to attend, and that's the People's Circle. Tell us, what is the People's Circle? How did it evolve? And, what is it about?
So People's Circle, formerly known as People's Network, was our community dinner that we held once a month. And before COVID happened, I mean, it was, once a month on the regular. People came and from all communities all across the city and would come and just share a meal together and then share what was happening in their communities and whether or not they needed help or just wanted to share something or just wanted to be around people.
Yeah.
And that was what it was. And then COVID happened and we couldn't do it for a while. And then we reinstated it, I want to say last year. And it's been going strong. And we've been trying to incorporate new fun things into the dinners. So like last month we did an etiquette dinner, which was really exciting.
I know. Well, I missed that. Okay. I attend the People's Circle Network. And I thoroughly enjoy it. And you get to meet all kinds of people there. And the lady that did the etiquette, I met her there. And I was intending to come to that meeting, but I couldn't make it. But in speaking with her, I found out that she was a certified etiquette consultant. I mentor girls at my church. And at the time, I was planning a conference, and I spoke with her about being one of the exhibitors, not a vendor, but an exhibitor. I wanted her to talk about, provide information on etiquette, how to conduct yourself. And needless to say, I had the conference last Saturday. She was one of my exhibitors, and it went very well, very well. And in fact, she is now going to be working with the group of girls that I work with at our church on a regular basis.
I love that.
Yes. So,
that's the magic of People's Circle. It's like you come together and you meet people that you never would have.
Exactly.
Otherwise.
You meet, people come in. I would have never met her. We were just there talking in the meeting, and she said, everybody goes around and kind of talks about what they do. And so she said what she did, and at the time, I was looking for some, exhibitors. I already had people that were going to do the conference itself, but she ended up being one of my exhibitors, and it was great. It was
awesome.
great. So I love the People's Circle. How long has that been going for?
Man, I want to say 5+ years, I think, from what I can remember.
Okay. So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Probably before you kind of started.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so you said, it's a community dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So what day is it?
It's the third Monday of every month.
It's the third Monday of every month. And if you missed it this month, join us next month, September. And the food is usually really good. Mm-hmm. I usually come hungry.
Well, it was so nice because last month when we had the special etiquette one, Elizabeth, one of our program participants, she cooks because that's her business, and she does cooking and she does mentoring with kids and teaches them how to cook and stuff like that. She's awesome. She's also a lovely person. And she made a fantastic meal for us, which, fancy meal. So we had like all sorts of fancy breads and all sorts of, we had a great noodle dish and a salad.
I ended up working late that day, and I didn't make it. I sure hate that I did, but I'm going to really try to make it this time. But yeah, usually the food is usually, I've never complained of the food. It was,
Yeah, we try and make it special.
Yes. And then, you meet all kinds of people. Mm-hmm. I've also met another woman there who is very involved. I won't say her last name, but first name is Miss Vera. And she is very involved in her community. Yes. And I have ended up going to a couple of meetings with her and plan on going to more. So that's just how it goes. You get to meet people, you get to network, and you meet more people, and you network more, and get involved in various communities, and more involved in the community that you're with. Yeah. And so I really enjoy it. And then just different people do different things, during the meeting.
Yeah. And sometimes we're sharing. Sometimes we do an activity that, is like a bonding experience. Sometimes, it's just hanging out. And or doing an arts and crafts thing. I think for Thanksgiving we did some turkey hands, which was fun.
Yeah.
And then
Great.
all sorts of fun things.
Yeah. All right. So that is the third Monday of every month. It's at 6:00. So it will be here, which is at 4301 North Classen Boulevard, Suite C.
Which is on the north side of the building. We have a little doorbell labeled Possibilities. Okay. And so if you come, you can ring the doorbell. If nobody comes, then you can, the door is glass, so you can sit there and wave.
We'll all wave back.
Yeah.
Great. And so this is for really, like you said, anybody in the Oklahoma City.
Yeah, if you're, and
you don't have to be in the Oklahoma City area. I think I've met people that aren't in the Oklahoma City area that have come.
Yeah, there's a gal from Yukon. She drives here.
Yeah, they talk about things that are going on in the city that they live in. So if you are, in the area, or not in the area, come to the area. and share with us. All right, love it. So that is Monday. All right. Now, there's something else that's coming up that I've never gone to. I'm always interested in going. Something always happens and I don't get to make it. This is Inside Out. Tell us, what is Inside Out? What all does it encompass? What is it about?
So Inside Out, formerly the PIP program, is it's Possibilities' flagship program. It's the one that this is our staple. This is the one that is like our pride and joy and the thing that we've put a lot of effort and time and love into. Okay. And it's the thing that's been there since practically the beginning. And it's the program that, because we're a United Way agency, affiliated agency, and this is the program that we send all of our data and stuff to United Way be like, hey, no, we are doing good work here. This is here's the evidence, kind of a thing. Okay. But yeah, so Inside Out is a leadership program, and what we've done recently is kind of retooled it to be a little bit more sharply focused towards leaders who are looking to lead groups and things like that. People who do facilitations on the regular or things like that, or just want to kind of brush up their tool belt of leadership skills. So we teach a lot of icebreakers and group energizer exercises, things like that, and explaining why those are important. Mm-hmm. Because, you think of an icebreaker and you're like, why is that important? You're just you're breaking the ice, of course, but there's a few more layers to that. And we go into detail about, why, which is nice. And just because that's the Possibilities way, there's no small act that doesn't have meaning here. It's Byron, for example, he asks all sorts of silly questions and he's always off the cuff and things like that. And it's sometimes you're like, wait, what?
I've participated, of course, in some groups with Byron, and he's done icebreakers. So some of the icebreakers they are really good. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I need to write this down.
Exactly. Yeah. And and you can bust that out anytime. It's if you're in a setting where you can see that the group that you're a part of needs a little bit of how do you say it? Regathering, regrouping, I guess. Perfect tools to have, things like that. And then also we go into equitable leadership. So what I mean by that is, in traditional office settings, there are, you have the head of the office that's, standing in front of the room and they're giving a presentation and everybody's in neat little rows facing them, kind of a thing. And it's very you're getting talked at kind of an environment. Whereas what we try and teach is the equitable leadership. So we're all about circles here. We think that circles have a power to them in terms of what they can offer. So if a leader isn't standing in front of the room, how about we're sitting in a circle? and everybody they're on equal footing. Everybody has the chance to speak. Everybody, things like that. We establish norms, which is another tool that we talk about how, hey, let's establish here and now. It's okay to go to the bathroom whenever you want. You don't have to ask for permission. You don't have to hold it until you're dying. It's okay. Things like that, or having a talking stick. I mean, you wouldn't think that having a talking stick, it's we're all adults. Let's talk, share the conversation kind of a thing. But sometimes, somebody gets really excited or things like that. Or they're talking about something that's really meaningful and powerful to them. And that is holding the stick signifies that they're the ones talking and nobody else.
Yeah. So it encourages others to listen.
Yes. The mutual respect, the collaboration. Another buzzword that we've been playing around with is quantum connection, because it's not just about surface level stuff. It's about, underneath, and that thread that you build unspoken between another person, and being able to trust that is mutually understood, I guess.
And I can see that and I haven't, like I said, I haven't gone to one of these. I want to, and so and we'll talk about how if anyone's interested in participating, how they can go about doing that. But I can see, you're talking about the stick, and I'm envisioning someone holding a stick, right now, and how that probably empowers them to open up, and talk, and others that are around the circle are looking and listening intently. Because this person has the stick.
They have the stick. Yes, exactly.
I can see that. I can see that.
So little things like that, or and we also talk about nonviolent communication techniques, things like that, things that are just
which is
good
very
tools to have.
Very, very much so now.
Yes,
very much so now. Sometimes they get in such a heated conversation. And
the passion comes out.
Well, I don't know if it's passion, but it can switch real quick.
Very true. Yes.
And so, that's.
Yeah, and having that and being I recognize what you're saying. This is how I'm feeling about that. Is that correct? Kind of a thing. And it's when I've used it a couple times, it's the person that I've been talking to, they're like, wait, what? And they kind of reset on their the emotional level kind of a thing, and kind of bring it back to the actual conversation.
Yeah, because sometimes, people need that. Okay, this is what she heard me say. That's not really what I said. Or that's not really what I meant.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase.
Yeah, and it's just kind of coming to that understanding and being able to, respect each other enough to actually come to an understanding.
Yeah. So who are the people that are allowed or encouraged to participate in this setting, and how do they go about doing so if they choose to?
Yes. So it will be September 13th through the 15th is the retreat portion of the Inside Out leadership program. We'll be going to St. Crispin's, which is a retreat center over by Wewoka, and it's beautiful. I went there last year with everybody, and it's so nice. You can go kayaking, you can go hiking, you can swim, I guess, if you want. Yeah, and it's lovely. It's a beautiful location. Anybody can participate in this. Okay. If you have a desire to put more tools in your tool belt, or if you're just looking to open up yourself to being the best that you can be, literally, anybody. We had a teenager come last year, kind of a thing.
And so how do you go about getting information, and is there a cost to it? And how long is the you said the retreat? And so we'll go back to that retreat, but it sounds like there's a retreat and then there's something else after the retreat. But how do we go about getting to the retreat and signing up for that?
So if you are interested in getting more information or learning about signing up, if you go to possibilitiesinc.org/insideout, that'll take you directly to our informational page on our website. And we've got stuff on social media talking about it, and as well as we have our newsletter. If you're interested in signing up for our newsletter, the newsletter has all of these programs that we're talking about. We update it once a month. It's on the first Friday of every month, usually. And it has all of the upcoming events that will be in there. So if you're interested in signing up for that, it's just possibilitiesinc.org, and it's at the very bottom of the page.
And it's September
13th through 15th is the retreat.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So
then.
3 days, 2 nights at St. Crispin's, and we gather at Possibilities, and we all kind of carpool over.
Okay.
And then
What day of the week is that on?
it starts on a Friday.
Starts on, okay.
And then we come back on Sunday. And then after that, we have 3 classes, like continued education classes that we go even more in depth about stuff that we talked about at the retreat, more tools, things like that.
All right. And so kind of talk about the 3 classes afterwards, because it's all part of this Inside Out task here. So what all does that, what are the 3 classes, and what is expected of those who participate?
So those 3 classes, there's 2 in October and then 1 in the beginning of November. The first one is on Wednesday. The last 2 are on Saturdays. Okay. We will update the website so that it has the accurate dates on there.
Okay. And so is there an expectation of the participants after participating in the retreat? What are some of the expectations that are required or requested of them?
We request that you come to the classes. If you can't make them, then, we'll still give you the relative information that we provide. You just won't have the in-person experience of getting, to practice with it or getting to ask questions about it or things like that.
And then are they encouraged to start some type of program themselves or start some type of community activity for themselves?
We encourage people to start their own projects. So like a couple of the participants from last year, they've started a podcast. But before that, they started their own business, which has been great. And so they've kind of started 2 projects, technically. They started the business slightly before coming to do the program, and then they realized we gave them all the tools and things, and which has been helping them. And then they've been facilitating meetings and things, which has been great and fun watching them grow in that way. And then they started a podcast, and it's kind of been adding to their project, and it's been fun watching them thrive. So, but yeah, you could run a people circle if you really felt like it. You could have a program. You could start a podcast. You could start a club. It's all up to the people, or if they wanted to do a community project.
I think I met one person here, and I had him on my podcast. I can't think of his name right now, but Doing What You Can. Did he start his?
Yeah,
he started
Steve
his.
Warren.
Yes,
Yeah.
He started his. Tell me if I'm wrong, but he started his program after participating in Inside Out.
And it's a full nonprofit now.
Yes, he's doing wonderful work. He is feeding the hungry.
Yeah. He goes out every Sunday, I believe, and he visits unhoused individuals, and he gives them water, he gives them food, he gives them toiletries, he gives them. He does what he can.
He does what he can. I love his program. I love his program. I had, like I said, I have, work with girls at our church, and one of the things that he likes to make sure that when he provides the food to the individuals, that they're given a bag that's decorated and gives some type of words of encouragement. And our group of girls participated in helping, decorating some of those bags one time. And I thought it was really good because they did what they could, and they provided, gave nice encouraging words and made it look really pretty. And I think they had a really good time.
Which matters.
It matters. It matters. And so he has a very good program, and that started with Inside Out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we're pretty proud of him.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
And he's just a nice guy. It's like anytime he comes in, I always know when Steve comes to visit the office because he'll ring the doorbell twice, and then he'll come in and he'll go, "Hey, Peachy!" It's like, oh, Steve, I love him.
Great. Well, everybody, I am so glad that Peaches came and joined us on the porch. Gave us a little bit more insight about Possibilities Incorporated, some of the programs that they have here. If you're interested, please reach out to Possibilities Incorporated.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of fun things.
Lots of things that's going on. You are. I like to say we are, since I'm a part of it.
You are. You totally are. It's yes.
Yes, I love it. Well, I thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. and joining me on the porch. Remember to take time to reflect, share memories, and engage with others on your porch. And I'll meet you here next time on The Porch, your podcast for community conversations. Brought to you by the Possibilities Podcast platform.